Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na na na. Yeah. Today I want to fix the pathing player in the Goblin. I mean, it's a small but annoying bug. So the player, if I try to walk here, he doesn't walk around the Goblin. But if I try to walk here, he's gonna try to walk around the fence. Or he will walk around the fence. Same with the tree. So by the way, if anyone knows how to turn off these annoying my Windows ads in the operating system, please let me know. So yeah, gotta fix that. Godot 4.4. I have a player and a goblin. They are using navigation agent 3D to navigate on a baked navigation mesh. And this works for items under the navigation mesh, like a tree and a fence. However, they does not avoid each other when navigating. I added navigation obstacle 3D under them and added avoid obstacle to the navigation agents. Why does it not work? Navigation obstacle nodes are experimental in Godot 4. Position on the y-axis are critical. It's as big as the collision shape. Okay, what's the transform here? Y 0.69. Maybe I need the same transform. No. If enabled and parsed in a navigation mesh baking process, the obstacle will discard source geometry inside its vertices and height defined shape. Use 3D avoidance. Avoidance. Oh wait, avoidance is not on. At least not on the Goblin. What about the player? It's on. The avoidance enable must be explicitly enabled. Yeah, enabled. Yeah, it is now. Avoidance relies on the RVO, reciprocal velocity obstacles algorithm, which requires proper setup of properties like neighbor distance, max neighbors, and radius to detect and avoid other agents and obstacles. Avoidance-controlled agents may not work reliably for dynamic objects like moving characters unless they are explicitly set up to interact with the navigation server. The obstacle's height not being updated properly. Okay, this might be some issue that is harder than I expected to solve. Might not be worth it at this point. A single radius for a 2D circle, or in case of a 3D avoidance, a sphere shape. When the radius property is greater than 0. Well, it is. But it has no vertices. You don't need avoidance. Navigation obstacle. Maybe not. Let's remove these because they don't help anyway. So avoidance on, use 3D avoidance for the player. Avoidance enabled. Use 3D avoidance is not on for the Goblin. Maybe that's the issue. Not sure if that worked. No. Let's increase the height. No. Avoidance layer. There are some debug options here for the player. Oh, they are here as well. So I mean the settings look the same. Drive them, interesting, drive them via the agent's velocity API, not by manually steering to the next path point. Desired velocity. Interesting. So that might be the issue. This is the movement script. Can you fix it? Wonder if I have some more queries with Gemini now. No. In 14 minutes I will. I think it's this that has to change. Var desired velocity. Here. Set velocity. Get the safe velocity. Wait. What's wrong here? Dear, not. What did I have? Before. Direction. Safe velocity. I mean, velocity is not a length, right? Direction dot length. Distance. Guess this has to become velocity. No. I don't trust ChatGPT on this. But it's like, why would it not just give me the next path? So where do I set? Move and slide, they set safe velocity. I should just get this. Google thinks I'm in Sweden though. It's pretty expensive. Why? How do I change my country? Change my country, Google. It's a Google Play Store thing. Should be personal info, right? Google gives me prices in how to change country for Google Store. On browser. I don't have Android. Yeah. This is why Google is failing right now. It's too hard. Like, I'm coming here. I actually want to pay for their product, but they make it too hard. Um, what about... Yeah, let's remove 3D avoidance once. See if that makes a difference. Nope. Static obstacles are avoided, but not other navigation agents with avoidance turned on. Okay, what if I Google this? Navigation agent 3D not avoiding other navigation agent 3D. Godot.
Hi everyone, in this video we are going to take an in-depth look at pathfinding by using navigation layers. In order to begin, I have already prepared a little project in which I have a tile map, I have a little controllable player, and I have a seeker which is basically just an animated sprite with a collision shape 2D. So
Avoidance.
I'm just gonna make this one a scene, so let's just save the branch.
Current agent position, next path. He gets current agent position direction 2. Get next path position. Is this the problem? Next position minus global position dot normalized. He just does direction 2. Times movement speed. Direction equals next position dot direction 2. Current agent position. Global position direction to next position times move speed. And then we can remove that here. Or we can do just velocity there. Yeah. I need direction specifically though. For the rotation. Direction equals, and then we do direction times move speed. Velocity not found. What? What happened? What did I change?
Why not? I'm just gonna make this one a scene. So let's just save the branch as a scene. So let's just go to the scene and I will press Ctrl D. And let's just say we have 4 chicks here and we want all of them to follow the pieces of grain that we put down. If we place them like this, well, you see that the chicken kind of get on top of each other. Maybe you could say that we are going to simply fix that with some collision. And it's true, we can go to our chicken and say that they should also collide with other chicken. So now if we run, let's try again. You see that now they are colliding, but yeah, freaky things happen. You saw that little chicken vibrating in space, and the movement
this is gonna solve my problem.
very natural. For cases like that, we have avoidance. Avoidance is a property of the navigation agent 2D, which basically tells the agent to look around for other agents in order to avoid them. So if we click on the agent 2D, we can go to avoidance here, and we can check avoidance enabled. Now here we have a bunch of property. One is telling basically how much is considered a body of an element, so basically how much it should avoid, and at what distance it should look for agents, and so on. Let's just let it as it is.
Right, this seems promising.
Is for now, and let's go to our navigation agent signals, and here you see that we have a signal called velocity computed. Now what this does is to notify when the collision avoidance of the velocity is calculated. Because of course the path is calculated, but afterwards it has to consider the other neighbors and it has to be calculated again. So we have to link this signal to our seeker script, and when this new safe velocity, this new velocity is calculated, we simply want to set our velocity to this new velocity. So I'm gonna say velocity equals to safe velocity. Now we are in one of two cases. One case is when we do not want to do any kind of avoidance. If we do not want to do avoidance, then we simply go with the same code we had before basically. But if we have any avoidance, then the navigation agent should have its velocity updated so that this signal gets emitted and also updates with the new calculated velocity, our current velocity. So let's just go over that because it's easier to see in practice.
You just run that function there.
Navigation agent 2D dot avoidance enabled. So basically, if our navigation checkbox here, avoidance, is set, then what are we going to do? Well, we want to set the velocity of the navigation agent 2D. So the velocity has the setter. I'm going to say navigation agent 2D dot set velocity and set this with the value that we have here. Maybe let's just save it into a variable. Variable new velocity equals to this, and let's just set it to new velocity. Otherwise, we simply go with what we had before. What we had before was to simply assign this value to our velocity. We could say velocity equals this value, but we already have this function. So let's just call this function and call it with new velocity. We could have said here velocity equals new.
Why? Isn't this the other way
velocity,
around? Isn't
and
it
it would have been the same.
up there he wants this?
Okay, if we save now, if we press F5, let's just drop some pieces of corn. You see that the cheeks do not get close to each other.
So the chatbot was close. I need to set velocity. Okay, let's do what he's doing. Var new velocity. If no navi. Yeah, we can do like he did. Actually, it's a good idea. If navigation dot, and also let's fix this setting to 3D avoidance. 3D avoidance. Navigation agent dot avoidance enabled. Dot set the velocity, new velocity. Will that work though? Like, does this setting velocity on the navigation agent actually move the character? It doesn't, right? This shouldn't move anything. Yeah, it doesn't. Next position, navigation agent, set target position. I don't see why this works, why this makes a difference. Because we have avoidance enabled. Velocity equals navigation agent.get velocity. What about that? Okay, this actually runs. So let's see if he walks around the goblin now. No, he doesn't. Still not. I think this whole movement script and state machine needs to be refactored actually, because it's a bit messy right now. Clean up the movement script. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think I know the problem here. So this on navigation agent 2, the velocity computed, that's being called automatically when it does set velocity. So when I'm doing this here, okay, I'm doing get velocity actually, but that doesn't seem to help. I think I need to do the signal thing actually. So signals, velocity computed, connect. No, not Goblin, remove. This needs to be here. How do I, no, disconnect. How do I do that though? Connect. Connecting from. No, I need to go up one level to another script. Advanced. Well, can I just copy this from here and put it here? Velocity equals safe velocity. Will that work? No, it doesn't get there. Print velocity, safe velocity computer. Well, it gets there, but it doesn't do anything. Print safe velocity. Safe velocity. Do I need to do move and slide afterwards or something? No, because I do that here. Safe velocity, print velocity. Actually, let's print the velocity just before the move and slide. Velocity. Velocity. Zero. And what's the new velocity? Print new velocity. F5. I need to learn this command to save some time. Is it this direction 2 that doesn't work anymore? Or what happened? What? Something is up. What happened? Because when I did velocity equals new navigation agent.get velocity. That worked, right? Safe velocity just keeps coming back as 0. Print velocity. Updated target position. Something is up here, and I don't really know what. So I clicked on a... Can I increase the size here? So I got a new velocity. So new velocity is 0, but then velocity is... How does velocity increase? Because of this. Safe velocity computed, and then new velocity, and then safe velocity, new velocity. It's running these for all. That's why we get them twice like that. We get them for the Goblin as well. Let's do something like if character name equals player. So this does not get called for the player at all. Might need to create that signal for the player too. Yeah. Connect. I wonder where that went. But this might work. Okay, this might actually work. Right, it's at least creating calculating a safe velocity. So what if I do now? Comment this out. Set velocity. Looks like it's walking around now. No, it's not. Safe velocity and velocity are still the same. Or let's see. If I stand and walk at this guy, it should not be the same. Like this. So new velocity, velocity, safe velocity, all of them are the same. All of these are the same. Okay, let's check with Gemini. I have an issue with. Let me copy the code. And the query. Even though I'm walking up against the Goblin, I get this. I added avoid. What did we call it? Avoid. Avoidance enabled. And use 3D avoidance on the navigation agents. Why does it not work? Oops, I need to add the... Can I edit? No. Oh yeah, I can. This thing. Okay, let's try to remove 3D avoidance. I'm just waiting for this to magically work at some point. Wait, that looks like it worked. He kind of walks around it now. Actually, yes. Wait a minute. How big is the collision shape? It has a radius of 0.5, but what if we do like a radius of 1 here? And the same with the player. Yeah, it works. But it looks weird. Well, like, why is he... What did this guy do?
If we say we could have what the value.
He added
So
something to the
there's no
chickens.
towards signals in order to, and we can check avoidance enabled. Now here we have a bunch of property. One is telling basically how much is considered a body of an element, so basically how much it should avoid, and at what distance it should look for agents, and so on. Let's just let it as it is for now, and let's go to our navigation agent signals. And
okay, let's put it back at 0.5. I would consider this actually working now. So if I attack this guy, I attack this guy, and then we put them both like in the way. No, now they don't avoid each other still though. I avoid them, but they don't avoid me. Oof, I almost fell out of the screen. Why are they not avoiding each other? Okay, to do should avoid each other. That's done, but Goblin, two goblins don't seem to avoid each other. Which is weird, right? They should. Okay, I gotta go. But see you next time. See you soon. Bye bye. Thank you for watching.